The Otsutsukis are the oldest clan in all of Naruto. Without them, there wouldn't be ninjutsu, there wouldn't be ninja. This story starts over a millennia ago with a small king named Tenji. He controls what would end up being known as the Land of Ancestors. A celestial being known as Kaguya crashed inside the village. This event was witnessed and Kaguya was taken in. When she was met by the king, she wiped everyone's minds and stayed in the palace with King Tenji. She spent years in the village, and that was the only time she ever used her powers against them. There was a growing problem between the Land of Ancestors and the Land of Ka. Ka was envious of Tenji's land and became hostile. Tenji was a friendly king and wanted to resolve problems without fighting, so Tenji promised execution to anyone that harmed the Land of Ka, hoping to not start a war. Eventually, the Land of Ka found out about Kaguya and attempted to kidnap her. This was the first time Kaguya displayed her abilities and killed all of Ka's soldiers involved in her capture. Tenji was faced with an ultimatum. He could pardon Kaguya's crime of killing Ka's soldiers, which would start a war, or Tenji could capture Kaguya and keep peace with the Land of Ka. One of the deciding factors that made Tenji join the revolt was how shocked he was by the carnage of Kaguya's godlike powers. Kaguya fled to the god tree with her assistant Anu, but Anu was shot and killed before they made it. With the only person who remained by her side dead, she was all alone and up against two armies. But there still was something that Kaguya could do. She still had the fruit of the god tree. In Boruto, it's revealed that the original Otsutsuki clan can travel across the stars to seed planets with trees like the one that Kaguya took refuge in, and they use these trees to suck out the nature energy of the host world. After the life of the planet is sucked dry, the clan come back to turn the god tree into sources of divine power. There's still a lot of mysteries on the clan. One of the things that we do know is Kaguya is not allowed to extract the energy the tree collects. By eating the fruit, she broke the law of her clan. Kaguya lost her faith in humanity and decided instead of using her powers to stop the wars between the villages, she would enslave the entire planet within the god tree, even Tenji. This is the most powerful genjutsu ability, known as the Infinite Tsukiyomi. People were released from the genjutsu and sent back on the Land of Ancestors with no memories of how the world used to be. With Kaguya as their ruler, known as the Rabbit Goddess, she began to turn the enslaved people into an army of white Zetsu. This army would be used to fight her clansmen and the chance that they see what she's done to the god tree's chakra. After the Tsukiyomi, peace in the Land of Ancestors was established. Kaguya had two kids, Hagoromo and Hamura. Her powers from the god tree were shared among the three, and the brothers could perform superior ninjutsu. Hagoromo and Hamura are helpful in nature and help the village out using their abilities. The two notice some parts of the fertile landscape become barren. Not long after this, the brothers found out that Kaguya is annihilating groups of people that don't hold a high regard for her, and that people are beginning to call her the Rabbit Demon. The brothers suspected that that's why Kaguya was leaving for longer lengths of time. She was also sending people back into the genjutsu, where they're unknowingly joining this white Zetsu army. Hagoromo, seeing a girl that he knew leaving to perform the ritual, made him finally decide that he was gonna go past the forbidden zone, called the Peak of Demise. Upon reaching the god tree, Hagoromo and Hamura found that the people inside of the tree aren't alive anymore, but were having their life force drained from them. Before confronting Kaguya about this, Hagoromo asked Gamimaru, a toad with nature absorption powers, to help him learn Sage Mode in Mount Miyaboku. Because he was an Otsutsuki hybrid, he was able to sense the amount of natural energy in Miyaboku without any prior training. Also, the time it took to become proficient at using Sage Mode was accelerated. When Hagoromo returned with Sage Mode abilities, Kaguya was angry at them for going past the Peak of Demise and wanted to reclaim the chakra that she gave her sons. And that's how the Ten Tails was created. She turned the god tree into a living form to help her regain her lost chakra. The battle caused a lot of destruction. Kaguya didn't just have the Ten Tails, but she had powers of her own. like the Kekemora ash-killing bones, which grows large bones that can be shot out of her body like spears, disintegrating anything that it comes in contact with. Kaguya has cross-dimensional travel and can create truth-seeking orbs. It's said that the battle between the three lasted months, but eventually Hagoromo and Hamura both got the chance to touch her, creating a sealing technique that's greater than any ordinary Chibaku Tensei. The magnitude of this technique is so large that it created the moon. After defeating Kaguya, Hagoromo became the Ten Tails Jinchuriki and broke up what was left of the God Tree into 9 different monsters using the creation of all things technique. Hamura eventually left Earth to stay on the moon. This is where the Otsutsuki clan main and branch families begin. The moon colony had this structure called the Tensegon that was created by putting one of Hamura's eyes in a containment vessel. Hamura, like Hagoromo, awakened a high-level dojutsu, but this was after the fight with Kaguya. The purpose of this artifact was to power the moon. Over the generations, the clan began to build on the structure in a way that Hamura never intended. This was brought up in Naruto, the last movie, where members of the Otsutsuki clan began to split itself into 2 factions, the main branch and side branch. Before his death, Hamura gave his people a celestial decree, which the side branch misinterpreted, leading them to store all of the eyes of newborns into the Tensegon vessel. This created a war between the main and branch family. Both sides of the clan took high casualties in the war, but the main family was wiped and only a few members of the branch family survived. Fast forwarding to present day, the single survivor of the Otsutsuki clan, Toneri, was obsessed over the Hyuga's undiluted Byakugan and stole Hanabi's eyes to give himself the Tensegon. The Tensegon is a huge step up from the Byakugan. It's created by an Otsutsuki clan member obtaining the Hyuga's eyes. It has its own chakra mode and truth-seeking orbs. It can summon a golem and can regenerate, use gravitational energy, and can shoot a rebirth explosion beam. It's like the Bijudama, but it's a condensed laser beam. After Toneri was beaten by Naruto, he gave Hanabi her eyes back and promised his allegiance to Naruto in the ninja world. It's suspected that Toneri later gave Boruto an ocular ability, the Jogen, as proof of his allegiance to Earth. In present day, the main Otsutsuki clan recognized that the God Tree had been split up into 9-tailed beasts. 3 members of the clan were sent in an attempt to return the chakra to the God Tree and restart the process of absorbing the planet's natural energy. Urashiki stole Shukaku from Gaara, and Momoshiki stole Kyuki from Killer Bee. It's not known how many tailed beasts they'd managed to extract, but Momoshiki and Kinshiki died in the fight to capture Kurama, leaving only Urashiki alive. Before dying, Momoshiki put a curse mark, the Karma, on Boruto, but it's not totally clear on how the Karma will help Boruto fight in the war against the clan. Just to clarify, since I haven't said this yet, the Otsutsuki clan's powers are pretty crazy. They can absorb and reflect all ninjutsu. Urashiki even stole Mitsuki's Sage Mode chakra. They have a huge chakra pool that can be boosted by consuming chakra. And if they're given enough chakra to absorb, then they can awaken new Kekkei Genkai and Kekemoras, like the Renegon and all that. They've shown that they can levitate and have an unimaginable speed. Their style of fighting is just way different than any other clans, relying on mainly taijutsu and absorption techniques. Even though they can perform all the nature releases themselves, they rarely use their own, instead relying on using nature releases from other people. Momoshiki was shocked that ninja like Shikamaru developed such an exotic ability for such a low chakra pool, and I guess that's part of their character dynamic. They have all this untapped power and resources, but they just waste it. While young ninjas start with nothing, but train hard and constantly surpass their limits. Expect I'll make a video on the Karma and the Jogen when everything becomes revealed. Thanks for watching. I'm 6 past age. Check out my other clans explained. I'll have new videos out soon. Bye.